Hey, what the hell's going on, you guys? It is Player Negative AE, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi When They Cry. So we're back. We just kind of called, CPS on Satoko's situation, and I guess they came and made her go to school, and now she's out here trying to pretend like that shit didn't happen or some shit, or like what's going on, I don't know, but my character's gonna be pissed at that, guaranteed, because I worried about her, like, the entire time she was gone, so I can understand why he's frustrated here. I would be too, especially if someone was like, yeah, I wasn't actually suffering, I was just being... I don't even know what her excuse could be. So let's see what it is. What was Satoko saying?
おじさんはどうなったの？ええ、多少誤解があったことを認めて、二人でごめんなさいをしまして。
Rika-chan grabbed the back of my collar and pulled me away.
なんだよ、リカちゃん。
Rika-chan silently dragged me all the way into the hallway.
リカちゃん、あれはどういうことだよ。
サトコは何でもないと言って追い返してしまいました。
バカ野郎！なんで？
I don't know, it's actually kind of dumb. Whatever. I mean, it's because it's something about freaking Satoshi. Somewhere in my mind, I thought it might turn out like this. Satoko didn't ask for anyone's help, and she didn't hide behind anyone. She was trying to ride out this pain. She wanted to show Satoshi proof that if he came back to them, she wouldn't need to hide behind him anymore. But Coach said probation officers can bring her to safety in an emergency, even if it's against her wishes. However much Satoko denies the abuse, it's a fact. Chie-sensei finally came. Her expression was far from cheerful. Yes, you're right, Meibaru-kun. If the child welfare officer determines that it's an emergency, they have the right to immediately take them to safety, regardless of the affected party's intent.
そんなの誰が決めたんだよ。
Satoko's intent being respected so much, it's weird. Why didn't they put her into safety?
それに、沖宮の相談所もいろいろ検討した末にそういう判断を。
なんだよそりゃ！先生、昨日あんた絶対に助けるから大丈夫って言わなかったか？これはどういうことだよ！おかしいじゃねえかよ！おい！
圭一。
It's okay to be mad here. I would be pretty angry at this.
実はこれが3回目なのです。過去にも2回あったの。フルデさん。
Since they tried to stop her, but Rika-chan went on speaking in her.
一昨年の冬に通報して様子見になったって話は聞いてるが、その前にも
サトコの死んでしまったお父さんはサトコの本当のお父さんではないのです。
Whoa! Bombshell! This is a bombshell.
リカちゃん、それが
This is a bombshell. Was Satoko an orphan?
サトコのお母さんは再婚なのです。
What?
サトコとサトシはお母さんの連れ子で、お父さんとは血はつながっていなかったのです。
Satoshi was a good kid, one who listened politely to what adults told him. He immediately welcomed by their new father and was loved, but Satoko was different. She was rebellious, told lies, and she played pranks. Her stepfather didn't like her at all.
つまりどういうことだよ。
サトコはおじ夫婦に預けられる以前の家族の時もあまり良好な家族関係ではなかったのです。
So who's her real fucking father? That's an insane bombshell. The person that died was not her father. And since these are all... Okay. See if I can try to explain what I'm thinking, that's in my head right now. All the timelines are not connected, right? But the major events in each timeline, the things that like are that happen the same, right? Satoko's father always dies. In every single telling of this story, Satoko's father dies. That leads me to believe that it's the same person dying every time. That means that this person is definitely, we can rule the fact that the person who dies isn't Satoko's father every time. That means her real father's out there somewhere, which is super interesting to me. What does Chie Mad look like? But the young Satoko didn't make any effort towards it, and she was distant towards her stepfather and never opened her heart to him even a little. She just got on his nerves all the time with seemingly forced lies and pranks. Her father's discipline and punishment must have been loving at first, of course, but that too faded quickly.
私はその時はひなみ沢にいなく、昨日電話で初めて先生が聞いたのはどんな話ですか。さとこちゃんが両親、特に義理のお父さんを陥れるのを目的に嘘の話を作って。
What?
自分で生活相談所に電話したって。さとこは嫌いなお父さんを追い払うため嘘の電話をしたのです。
Her father genuinely apologized for a few times when he had gone too far and agreed to let the child welfare center give him coaching.
いろいろと関係ギフとさとこちゃんの心のすれ違いに原因があることは分かったんだけど、それ以上にさとこちゃん自身に問題があることが分かった。
Are we about to learn some deep shit with Satoko?
さとこに問題って何です？
Okay, so her mother got around. I'm sorry, like, I don't know what it is, but when shit gets serious in these visual novels, I just stop, like, reading out loud, and I read internally, because I'm, like, processing the information. She would spill food on purpose, turn over her plate, and even throw it. She would break the windows in the neighborhood and shoplift candy. She would put thumbtacks everywhere and set other traps to seriously hurt people. Not in the way she did now, just to get laughs. She was also fond of telling lies that would be found out right away. People got mad at her every time. But she never ever changed her behavior.
さとこちゃんのことを問題児なんて思う。これは幼いさとこちゃんが母親を知らない男に取られまいとして取った自衛的な行為なの。
In regards to Satoko's problematic behavior, child psychology experts from public institutions indicated her actions were to draw her mother's attention to herself. Did we ever meet Rena's family in Rena's arc? No, right? I think we've talked with them on the phone once. During the last arc? They didn't know whether that therapy had healed the wounds in her heart. Toko purposely hurt herself and told them that she was being abused by her stepfather in an attempt to chase him out. But what? Is that voice line supposed to be there? I don't know. No, all of the abuse had been made up by Satoko-chan. Her stepfather, of course, may have scolded her in a somewhat emotional way, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. Satoko had lied to chase away her stepfather, and so they saw through her right away and found out that Satoko had issues.
ひょっとしてそのせいで一昨年の冬は様子見に。
はい、 ちゃんと昔の記録が残ってます。サトコの嘘の可能性もあるから慎重。
なんだよそれ。つまりなんだよ。サトコは嘘をつくかもしれないから慎重に。だから様子を見ろってことに。
狼と羊飼いさんなのです。
That fable about telling a lie once and making others unwilling to believe you later.
ふざけんな。昔のことなんか全然無関係だろう。
I think it's like multiple times, not just once, right? Like twice. Like if you lie twice, then the third time it's like, all right. You lie once, it's like yeah, you piece of shit.
今現在起こってる事実だけが重要なんだろうが。
Only what's really happening now is important. Satoko's being abused by her uncle. Why is something happening in the past getting in the way of helping her now? Neither Sensei nor Rika-chan had anything to say to that. Anyway, yesterday a probation officer visited to carefully determine what was going on. And Satoko dealt with them, put on the best, strongest smile she could manage, and denied the abuse. Of course, she was probably being threatened to keep quiet about it by her uncle. Satoko was trying to outlast everything without asking for help. Satoko wanted to wait for Satoshi to come back home, and she outright denied the truth of the abuse. What an idiot. What? You're not really enduring it. You really think, like, pretending like this will actually bring Satoshi back? Just stop it already. There's this overarching theme of Satoshi abandoning Satoko here, and I just don't believe it. I'm just not down. I'm just against that exact statement. Because that's not what happened. But I guess my character doesn't know that. I mean, he does. He does. Wasn't I told? He was like demoned away. But like, I still think it's him running away. I don't know. I just don't agree with that statement. Please stop being weird pretending to endure it.
今した話はいいですね。他の子に喋ったら先生怒りますからね。
Demon confirmed teacher? I doubt it. I doubt Chie-sensei's a demon. It seems like everybody has problems in this game. That's why I was trying to think back to not Rika, Rena-chan's family. Or Rena's family, because I was trying to think if maybe we got a glimpse of what her family was like, or what she had to deal with at home. But I don't think we got very much information. It was kind of just like a setup for the later chapters. What we did get is we got her like breaking windows at the school. That was kind of like the backstory we got. We didn't really get family, but we got the school scene where she like broke windows and said she was Oishiro-sama or whatever.
サトコのことをかわいそうな子なんて思わないでくださいです。サトコはしっかり生きています。サトコは
そんなの分かってる。俺たちのかけがえのない仲間だ。
サトコはまだ頑張っています。もう少し見守ってあげましょうです。相談所の人が今後も定期的に訪問すると言ってるのです。大変なことになったらすぐに助けてくれますよ。
大変なことになった後だろ。
Any more than that sounded like I was picking a fight, so I firmly swallowed my next words and went back to the classroom. Miana and Rena were talking to Satoko like they always did. It was a silly conversation, a humorous, even fun one, like it was any old day. If Satoko really said she could still endure it, then maybe I should do as Rika-chan said and watch over her. Maybe whatever help I offer will just go unwanted. Is that the halfway point? It's the halfway point. And we're at 15 minutes too. So we got time. I like the second half because it's always
お昼でございますわね。
weird shit happens in the second half, like 90% of the time. Okay, why don't we all have lunch?
みー5人揃ってのお昼は久しぶり。やっぱりこうじゃないとダメだよね。まったくほらほらケイちゃんも机寄せて。
Satoko brought her own desk over as well, grinning broadly. Even knowing nothing had been resolved, this exchange was pleasant and made me remember how fun it used to be.
いつまでもリカにお弁当を作ってもらっては悪いです。いいのですよ。サトコのお弁当を作るのは僕の楽しみなのです。
Chan's such a good girl. Having such a good friend must be so reassuring.
僕に大きなサトコには焦げたのを入れて、サトコだけかわいそうかわいそうでニパー。
I take it back. Well, she's Rika-chan after all.
ほらほら、今日はほら、マッシュルームとか美味しそうだよね。
Is my character gonna outburst? Like I can see Keiichi being like, how could you all be so calm right now?
いつもながらお見事なお手前でございましたよ。いつお嫁に行ってもおかしくない腕前ですわね。お嫁お嫁お嫁を食べると。
Eating a wife.
レナにお嫁は NG ワードだね。以後控えるように。ほんのちょっぴり。
That's a big yikes. A big yikes, Rena.
ところでミオンの弁当はなんだよ。今日のはまた趣が違って期待大だな。
Rena's like 16 or 8. I don't know how old Rena is. Probably younger. But freaking like marriage. I guess little kids are like into marriage. Like when you're little, you're like, let's play husband and wife and play house and shit, you know? And you be the husband and I'll be the wife with the kids. But then like at some point you drop that and it's like, ugh. And then at some point you gain it back. I don't know. In your lunch, it looks like different today. Look, we're all waiting in anticipation.
おじさんはまったりと夕べ煮物がいい感じなんだよ。ほら、大根の色はかなりいいでしょ。わあ、
煮物は一晩寝かせてからこれはかなりいけそうだ。よってサトコの分はなし。
I'm proud of you, Keiichi.
俺が全部食って感想を聞かせるから黙って見てろ。
Being really calm about this.
なんですって？私の分もおよこしなさいな。
What the f-
密着距離まで入れば私の有利は動きませんわね。
I'll never get why people are allowed to just beat people up in the school. It's just like
ケイチさんの分のお大根が実に美味しいですわ。
Rena just decks people. Frickin' Mion is like, yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the face if you do anything bad, and then she just like punched me a bunch, punch kick.
ちくしょう。バトル開始時から密着でいきなりコンボとは無念。
This little exchange. How long had it been? It looked like they'd ended up going with the wait and see approach, but maybe her uncle had realized he'd gone a little too far and would dial it back now. If her treatment improved a little, that would be a good thing. Or would that be a good thing? Satoko was grinning wider than I'd ever seen as she chomped down on her mouthful of daikon she'd plundered from me. Did it really taste that good? Satoko was somewhat cute like that. And just as I'd done many times, I grabbed her head and started petting it. Catch. Okay. Something's going on. Smack, flop, clatter.
さとこちゃん？
So sudden that for a moment I didn't know what happened. The back of my hand was stinging. I went to pet Satoko's head and then she hit my hand.
どうしたの、さとこ？
A pimple or something had appeared and became itchy. So sudden and so unprovoked that I didn't understand what was happening.
どうしたサトコ？
At some point her body had been covered in a thin layer of sweat and her breathing had turned ragged. When I pet her head, she did not like it. Is that what it meant?
お前、頭撫でられるの嫌いだったっけ?
Again, I slowly held out the palm of my hand, brought it close to Satoko's head. The instant the palm of my hand touched her head, there was a shock of static electricity and Satoko began to howl. Oh, did she get, like, whacked in the head? It took me a while to get that. Like, I was kind of thinking it in the back of my head, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that. She grabbed my arm in both hands as if flinging off a snake trying to cling to her, as if trying to throw away something dirty. She threw it violently. It happened too suddenly for me to react. I hit the desk behind me. Jesus Christ! I mean, it seems like it's normal place in the school just to throw people around, so it's like... As Satoko bellowed, it was like she was in the throes of death, and she unsteadily backed away. Something about this right here, this song, I don't know what it is. It's like the time is like kind of stopping sound. The sound of Satoko's vomit hitting the floor rang throughout the classroom.
大丈夫かよ、サトコ。具合でも。
Reached out a hand and she swatted it away with all her might. With such extreme strength that I fell on the floor again. Satoko put both her hands on her head as though protecting it and groaned some more and took a few steps back. Then she began swinging both hands around? Students in nearby seats were forced to evacuate. She grabbed anything within reach, bento boxes, chairs, threw them, tossed them, flung them about.
ちょっとやめなよ、サトコ。あんた、どうしちゃったの?
She screamed out as if Mion's words had caused her physical pain. No one spoke a word to her. All the students were withdrawing behind us, leaving Satoko in the corner of the classroom. Around her, there were desks and chairs all over the floor. Bento lay scattered. It was terrible. All I could hear was Satoko's ragged breaths and the voices of the cicadas. The strings of tension loosened around Satoko. And maybe she suddenly grew scared of her own actions because she started trembling and gave a word of apology. But nobody knew just who that apology was directed towards. So for now, I decided, shouldn't someone be recording this? Like, oh, but it's freaking 19 something. We don't have video phones. Oh man, life without video phones was retarded. All this demon shit would be like so much easier if everybody had smartphones, could capture this shit on camera. Oh my god, that would solve all the problems. So for now, I decided to answer as everyone's representing it.
Yeah, そっちこそ。
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
There it is again. There it is again. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Why is that in every chapter? That has this definitely has something to do with something. There's no way they include it in literally every chapter. Everybody says it. It's like a thing that everybody says. It's like the main character. Everybody says it. And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And they just keep repeating it. They reach each other at all. Satoko hugged her shoulders and back. Then back she went. Bang, she ran into the locker with the cleaning supplies in it. Even that made her give a little yelp. The impact caused the bucket atop the locker to make a falling loud sound that scared Satoko most of all. She almost jumped out of her skin, grabbing a bunch of the curtain in her hands. Nobody spoke to her. They could only look, not even remembering to blink. Yeah, that's definitely something. If I had to make a guess on how this game resolves itself, it has something to do with I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Because it happened in the first one. It's very ominous. It's very ominous. Like, you could see her running, mouthing the words, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. in the rain, and she was like the shit. But then the next episode it happened again, and with another character, and it happens again here. I just think it's too crazy to be. It's too crazy of a thing to happen every chapter, and not be related to how the story ends.
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。私じゃないです。私じゃないです。
And say like, that's a problem. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. What on earth? Stood up, took a step away from everyone, and approached Satoko.
何があったんだ。
だから、私知らないです。私知らないです。違うから、違うから。もう嫌です。やめてください。許して、許して。
落ち着けよ、さとこ。俺がわかるか。
もう嫌だ、もう嫌だ。嫌です、嫌です。
Every time I took a step forward, she grasped the Titans more tightly and cried
さ
out.
とこ、俺だよ。ケイチだ。わかんないのか。お前に危害なんか加えない。だから落ち着けって。大丈夫だ。俺はお前の味方だって。
助けて、助けて。
What is up here? Every time I'm like drawn back to reality, like this is probably. Still don't know the rules. After 3 fucking chapters, they haven't revealed any of the rules to me. Like, I don't know how dark this game is willing to get. Like, I know how dark the game is willing to get because I've seen like the torture scenes and shit like that, but I don't know if they're gonna get dark in the way of real life or magicalness. And that's like the craziest thing. And like, I want to believe. I desperately want to believe that it's based in reality because of the information that we've been presented the whole time. But how sick would a twist be that there are actually demons? Like there are real life demons in this thing, and they just withheld that information the entire time. And this is, I don't know if this is evidence. I don't know if this is evidence for one or the other. Either mental disability or actual demon inside of her. Well, why would she have a mental why would she just get a mental disability unless it was just so bad of a beating that her uncle did to her that like now she's like crazy? I think that you would be I don't know. Grabs and I was dragged backwards.
ごめん、ケイチ君。ケイチ君はちょっと後ろに行ってて。
Pulling me back, she ran towards Satoko in my place.
大丈夫だよ、さとこちゃん。もう怖いこと、ほら、安心して。やだやだやだ。もうやだやだ。でも、やだ。にーにー、助けて。助けて。にーにー、助けてよ。
She got the curtain, she kept calling for Nini. She continued to wail about being forgiven for something and to be saved from something. What is this?
どうなってんだよ、これ。昨日で全部今日からまた元の生活に戻っていくんじゃないのか。
I don't like this idea that's like, I want to go back to our old lives. Like, that's just not how life works.
見よ。
Gosh, there was a crazy sound. Rena had taken the cleaning supply locker and kicked it to the ground. Everyone stood surprised at Rena's unexpected act of brutality. After that, Rena embraced the bawling Satoko from behind and started crying with her stiff, stifled.
レナ、どうした。
ごめん。ケイチ君、ちょっと黙ってて。
今のはなんだよ。 どうしたんだよ。里子から何か聞いたのか。何を聞いたんだよ。
サイナー、黙ってろって言ってんでしょ。さとこちゃん、やだ、もうやだ、許して。何もできなかった私たちを。ごめんね、ご
Hmm. Okay. Random feels though the blood in my vessels are all suddenly turning to ash. The vision grew distant, blurred with gray, and the world lost its color. I thought we could save Satoko, but though I knew it'd be the sooner the better, I thought there was no time limit for doing that. I never even dreamed that we could be too late. I've been making a huge mistake. I thought Satoko could be hurt, but never that she'd break. Such a huge mistake. People, they break. Thinking that they don't is absolutely absurd. We needed to save Satoko. We needed to save her before she broke. A fatal lapse in awareness had brought this on. Whose fault was it? That went without saying. Mine. No, ours. We had all taken the duty of saving Satoko, but we were negligent to the point of laziness. In that sense, this was the inevitable result. Even if this didn't happen today, or happen tomorrow, or the day after, or next week, we would have just sat around doing nothing until that day. So, this was the obvious result. I slumped down to my knees, just as Mion and Rika-chan had done. And I too closed my eyes tight and couldn't stop myself from sobbing.
何の騒ぎですか？ちょっと、何があったんです？
This teacher is real fucking late to the party. You're telling me that she just now came to the classroom after like desks were being thrown about the classroom and like someone kicked over a freaking janitor freaking locker thing, and the teacher's like, what's going on? Everybody's crying? I don't know. This teacher's either real oblivious or she like was on the phone and didn't care that desks were being thrown. Teacher came, her face screwed up at the terrible spectacle before her. The instant she realized the teacher was here, Satoko went through another complete change. She wiped her face with the curtains and like nothing happened, smiled.
北条さん、これは一体何事ですか？ちょっとレナさんと喧嘩になってしまっただけですのよ。
Jesus Christ. I just gotta do a little squabble.
お弁当をめぐってち
I
ょっ
gotta
ぴり
use
大暴れ
squabble.
なんですの。
I forgot squabble is a word that exists. This game is reminding me loquacious. Loquacious was new to me, but squabble. Oh. That's a good word. Nod and reply, but then since Satoko wished it, she nodded without strength. The rest of the class couldn't keep up with her extreme changes. We all just stared in a daze.
ちょっと悪ふざけをしただけなんですのよ。
Okay. So mental disability?
皆さん、度肝を抜かれすぎでございますわね。
She just broke under the beatings. Like it was that bad. Like she must have been like thrown against the wall or some shit. Like that, like you have to be beat the fuck up to be like crazy like that. I mean, who am I to speak on what point you get crazy? I don't know. I guess it doesn't. I guess it doesn't. Like, I guess it depends on your tolerance of pain and loved ones. It would probably sweep the whole thing under the rug. What? Her heart is torn to pieces. So what else? You wanted your Nini to help, didn't you? Unfortunately for you, Satoshi does never intend on coming back. Never. I mean, is she really talking about? I mean, it's just. I'm technically her Nini, right? So I could just. Spoke then those few words that had tormented me countless times. Those words were a spell when I heard them. My whole body suddenly regained its calm. My emotions all slipped away like they'd never been there, like a wave departing. And then the world's color flipped inside out. Whoa! I feel the... What is this music? Well, we got some new ass music. Alright, I just was taken off guard by that. My field of view expanded. My head grew remarkably cold, and like my mind's volume had grown ever wider than the passion we were in. What the fuck? Is this the confirmation of magic? My soul was doubtlessly no longer in the small vessel of my head, but floating in the air a little bit above it. It was a mysterious feeling of release. It broke out of the feeling of a current that makes me want to read faster. The current confines of my skull and stretched out my roots in all directions as far as I wanted to. It was a strange feeling and one I'd never felt ever before. An odd sense of exhilaration. My sharpened senses caused me to transcend. My mind was sharper than a knife's edge, and I immediately decided that spending time to let myself be crushed with grief would be an absolute waste. I erased all of the garbage information from my brain. What the fuck? Then I expelled all the pointless emotions, presenting my obstacles to action. If I could have been taken aback by what had happened, by crying about it, I'd have cried all day. But the fact was, this was how things had turned out. I couldn't take back what had happened. The top priority would then be to prevent a situation from worsening further and to sever the chains of misfortune. Until today, I'd been looking at things so narrow-mindedly that I could scarce believe it. To save Satoko, the only thing to do was to save Satoko, and that was the only thing I thought about. I didn't allow myself to realize the most basic, direct, and certain way of removing the source of Satoko's unhappiness. No, actually I realized it yesterday. But as for the means, I relied on some stupid curse from... Oh, damn! This man's actually gonna do it! Dude, this would be the best chapter if I just straight up murder somebody. I know it's not like a cool thing to do, but I called it so hard. Why don't we just kill him? Oh my goodness. Dude, this whole chapter was called. If they actually kill him, or if he actually, oh my goodness. I would obliterate, not even kill, it's obliterate. This man is up in his vocabulary. There are plenty of ways to do it. This was a task that held an infinite amount of methods. Ironically, the method of saving Satoko required mostly money. But the method of killing that man pretty much took no money at all. I could kill him without the slightest amount of investment. The least amount of money suited him. It was only the weight of his life. I kept eliminating needless, worthless information from my head, replenishing it only with the knowledge I'd need to achieve my goal. What the fuck happened to you? What the hell? I used every cell in my brain to think about how I'd kill him. The way I killed him didn't matter. I would allow any method, from whatever time, whatever country, as long as it ended quick and certain death. Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened just now? I just snapped. Like, that was my snap moment. If I were to have an additional condition, it would be not to get caught. Removing him was an act designed to return to the peaceful times we had with Satoko. If I was arrested in exchange for the removal, then we might as well have killed each other. With only him gone, we'd go back to our normal lives. That was my supreme objective. My ultimate goal. Kill him. Definitely. But definitely don't leave evidence either. Two alternatives at odds with one another. The condition of not leaving a trace back to me automatically narrowed the murder methods. No witnesses was an absolute must. Fortunately, given the right timing, Hinamizawa, there would be no one around. I mentally reconstructed the land around Satoko's house. The number of pedestrians at different at different times. Movement algorithm of the neighbors. Jesus. I would lure him out. Would I lure him out or charge him? What would my weapon be? When and where would I carry this out? Where? It needed to be somewhere where I couldn't leave a trace. When I needed it to be as soon as possible for Satoko's safety without wasting even a millisecond. This is absurd. Completely absurd. When I thought about it this way, it struck me how easy the act of killing was. If I could leave evidence, if I was just going to kill him, anyone could easily turn into a murderer. But our reason prevented that. I told us doing so would get us arrested for sure. In the end, being arrested by the police was the final thing preventing people from committing homicide. Absurd. If you went all the way out there at the very middle of the ocean, you wouldn't leave any trace at all. Anyone could drop those they hated into the depths if they knew that. It was all too easy to simply remove him. I could leave class right now, grab a metal baseball bat or something from the schoolyard and go to his house and attack him. Estimated time would be 25 minutes. What the hell, dude? This man is crazy. This is interesting though. This music is too intense for this. I mean, it's intense. It reminds me of Steins Gate. It really does. Estimated time would be 25 minutes if I wanted to kill each other. If I wanted us to kill each other, it wouldn't even be minutes. I could do it in 1,500 seconds. I knew just how his continued existence depended on me. He was nothing. I could expel him from this world within just 1,500 seconds after making up my mind. From when I decided what to do, he only had 1,500 seconds. Actually, if I ran full speed into his house, that number would go down even further. But he was alive. He was still part of this world at this very moment, having torn Satoko's body and mind to shreds. Why? Because I was letting him live. I was permitting him to live, so he was alive. If I rescinded that permission, he would be evacuating this mortal coil within 1,500 seconds. You think I'd let you live to breathe even 1,500 seconds of more of a... Jesus. I'm taking that permission back right here, right now. You better thank me for letting you live until today. However, I actually need more than 1,500 seconds. I'm not just gonna end you. Getting back to our old lives is far more important. It's only you I'll be cleanly cutting out of this world. They won't find a culprit. I'll forget that I dirtied my hands on the likes of you as I naturally brush my teeth before bed. So to do that, I'll make a special exception for you and give you more than 1,500 seconds. I'll give you special permission to keep living on as you have until I construct the perfect plan for your murder. Wait, Keiichi. Can't let that time go to waste. Yeah, I know. I'll kill him quickly. Okay. I think I know what's going on. I'll remove him with certainty. I won't misuse any time to think of a plan. Think back. Tomorrow is Watanagashi, isn't it? Last year, on the night of Watanagashi, her aunt died. Her head was busted open by some deviant and brain splattered everywhere. That's it. He's someone who deserves to be given the death on the night of Watanagashi. Hey, Yashiro-sama. You call yourself a guardian, but you didn't protect Satoko. Cursing Satoko's family for that damn stuff is your own business, but now you've made Satoko unhappy when she didn't have anything to do with it. I, Keiichi Maebara, hereby denounce you, the guardian deity of Hinamizawa, a failure. We don't need you. Go back to the deepest, darkest part of your shrine this year. Besides, if you had just cursed and killed both her aunt and uncle last year, none of this would have ever happened. This curse this year, it's not on you. I'll be the one deciding. It won't be the three families controlling the serial deaths behind the scenes, no. Not some vague people who I can't tell if they're buffoons or not this time. I'll be the one to deliver divine punishment. So don't get in my way, just watch. Stay quiet and watch. I'll obliterate him. I'll wipe him off the face of the earth. I will stomp out his very existence. Go away. Disappear. And die. I'll tear your heart apart just like you did to Satoko. I'll have your blood as payment. Alright. That's that.
ケイチ君、大丈夫？
Am I back? I just want to see if I'm back. After me. Did I fall onto the floor?
急に倒れたからびっくりした。うなされてなかった？うなってたよ。
うるさい。
Oh, damn. This is my chapter, dude. Just when the main character goes crazy, I love that shit, dude. Quit squeaking at me like that. Damn, dude. Go off. This man's gonna go kill this man. Oh my god. That's crazy. Okay. So.
なんだよ。
And the others, they exchange glances, unsure of what to say, stood confused for Demon Club?
今の
Demon Club meeting? Rana, change into your demon.
当たり前だろ。
Gulped firmly and opened her mouth.
今一瞬ケイチ君その
Oh, dude, go off!
すごい目だった。
Dude.
え？光の角度でそう見えたんだろ。バカバカしい。
Don't waste my time. I love that shit, dude. Dude.
間違いじゃないよ。あんな目初めて見た。
These eyes these guys are talking about. What are these guys talking about? They've all been too scared of me lately.
前原圭一君だよね。
What was Rena saying? What else do I look like except Keiichi Maebara? The look I gave her seemed to speak quite eloquently to those irritated thoughts. She understood and quickly apologized.
ごめん、気にしないでね。
I'm not ready for the end of the chapter. I want to continue. I know it's 47 minutes. It was a good change. Because now I understand. Because now I've gotten the demon flashback. It was almost like the demon club that I was wishing for happening to me. Oh, I love it, dude. That 1500 seconds. I don't know what the fuck happened to Keiichi. But okay. Actually I do. I have an idea. And I've had this idea, like off and on. I've always thought that it was kind of a cheap way, but for a different reason. I thought it was a cheap way of looking at it. So I've mentioned before that Keiichi may be crazy and like he's just making all this up, or like he's actually like insane, and that's why he always says, "Wait, Keiichi Maebara," or "Hold on, Keiichi Maebara." Like every 5 seconds, this man. Like, I say it maybe once or twice in my whole lifetime. I'm like, hold on, Justin. Like, what the fuck? Like, did you really just... You know? This man is like, hold on. Hold on, Keiichi. And I always thought that was weird. And now it's come up, like, as, like, a voice in my head during that. And, like, that makes me think that it's just another being inside of me. Makes me think that there's another being inside all of us. For some reason. But why? I got the scary eyes. That's what's important. Is I got the scary eyes. That means that every time there was a demon happening inside one of the people, like Mion, Rena, and those eyes turn into, like, scary eyes, it means they flip the switch and they turn into someone else, like a split personality thing, like we saw in the second one when Mion turned into the demon and was torturing Shion, blah, blah, blah. We saw their kind of like switch modes there for a second when we were talking. We just experienced that, so that's crazy. I don't know what that means for me, and I just like cursed the fuck. That was awesome. Like the music was kicking. We got a crazy person. I'm like real fond of crazy people. I have a problem. Like my like when I saw Mariah Nikki, just for an example, just seeing like a crazy person of that caliber, um, was amazing. Like I was like, what are they gonna do next? You never know because they're crazy, and like it's such a weird plot point, and it's so like almost lazy, but not at the same time because you have to still make it interesting. To have a crazy person, and now that I just went through the transformation, I'm a straight up kill some bitches. And who called it, dude? I was like, dude, rewind it. Go back. I don't know what episode it was, but I was like, dude, how much you want to bet I joined the Demon Club and we just murdered his ass? Like, that's what I wanted. The entire chapter, that's what I wanted. Here I am, turning into scary-eyed demon dude. Doing... I mean, I don't know. I'm excited. I should be worried, right? Is the correct emotion worried here? I'm excited. I'm excited that I'm gonna get to see my character go crazy, and the fact that we turned into this like other being that's obvious, that's us still, but it's not us. Like it's definitely like a snap. We got rid of all our emotions that weren't good, blah blah blah, and we're like here we are. Like maybe that is Oyashiro-sama. Maybe I just got taken over. But I think what this does and what this provides me is further evidence to support that this is not... See, I don't know. The fact that he said my spirit left my body and that every like all the negative emotions like pass through him makes me think that there's a spiritual side of this show. Because it was always kind of like a flip-flop between are they demons or is it a mental thing? Are they demons or it is a mental thing? Are they demons or it is a mental thing? This kind of was like my spirit left my body and now I was kind of watching over myself and blah, blah, blah. And there was like all this shit that was happening. He was doing calculations in his head. That makes me think that there's magic or something, some sort of like supernatural thing that's going on that is like in Keiichi's head. I don't know. It's very subjective though because it could just be like I felt like I wasn't in control of my body because I have a split personality, something like that. So I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm excited for all the wrong reasons. Like this is gonna be terrible. Like we're gonna murder Satoko's uncle. I don't know what was wrong with Satoko. Satoko was real weird there. But it looked like my character just snapped, and we're gonna go into action, and we kind of just joined the Demon Club, which is I think why I'm the most excited. Is because I just got a glimpse of like the inside of what is happening to Rena and Mia. What I imagine is happening to Rena and Mia whenever they go into their psycho mode. Although Rena's weird this one because it also seems like she has a demon in her, or that she has something going on within her because we mentioned Satoshi before, and she got real like demon-like when we mentioned Satoshi. She also yelled at us just now, called us an asshole, which I don't know what that means. Maybe we're unwelcome to Oyashiro-sama. Maybe we're something that Oyashiro-sama doesn't like, and that's why we die every time. It's because of that. I think we're gonna get caught, maybe, and like that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be put in jail, and then maybe we're murdered in jail. Or we're like demoned away in jail somehow. I think that maybe is where this is going. As we murder him, they send us the freaking what's his name shows up. Oishi takes us to jail. We're in a jail cell. So we find out how demoning away works, and then we're into the next chapter. And that's how this chapter ends. We get demoned away because we murdered the thing. But I don't know. We're going to see what happens. I've been talking way too much already. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Also, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, I know you guys have probably played this before, but any I don't know. I can't really ask for thoughts being as that you guys have played this game before. But if you don't have, if you have not played this game before and you are somehow watching all of these episodes, what do you think? I don't know. I've said how I felt. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm kind of excited to open this up again after that shit like hyped me up. That music, oh my god, it hyped me up like so hard. I was sad for a second because like Satoko was like being broken, but man, did that music just like and I was like, holy fuck, I gotta read this fast. Like we're making calculations. We're gonna kill this man. Oh my god, I called it. All right, I'm gone. Peace out, you guys.